So Latin lesson number 2, we're going through Law 0b. I reclaim my contentment so that I may attain my reason for coming into existence. The second half of Law 0 of the Medu Neter.
I read it again in Latin. Recupero aequitatem animi ut causam existentiae meae adipisci possim fruitionem vitae.
So recupero is like the English recuperate or to regain.
Yeah. The first time I thought about recovery when I read the word, but yeah, I guess it works too a little bit.
So yeah,
that's kind of the same root too.
I reclaim my reason for coming into existence.
Yeah, exactly. Like recupere means as recuperare actually. Like this word comes from
That's the nominative.
Infinitive.
Oh, it's an infinitive because it's an action. Recuperation is an action.
Yep. No, recuperate is an action. Recuperation is a noun.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
So, recupero is the first person singular with the O.
So if it was a group of people, how would you say recuperate or recupero or recuperare? What is it for a group? Since it's singular.
What is group of people? Is it like we, you, or they? What do you want to say?
So if it's we, it's us, right?
Okay. Recuperamos.
Recuperamos is us.
We.
For we, yeah.
Reclaim,
yeah.
So this means I reclaim. So I have to say in the beginning, actually, usually you always, in Latin, you always start with a predicate, which is recupero. So I did in the first lesson, I didn't do it. I started with the first word, but usually in Latin, even if the word is in the end of the sentence, like the predicate, even if it's in the end of the sentence, you still start with that word. So you just search like where's the predicate, and then you start with the predicate, and then so we started with the predicate too. It's in the beginning of the sentence. This time, usually it's in the end of the sentence. But yeah, that's how I.
So this is what the subject is doing, is recupero. So that's the predicate.
Exactly. The subject is in the predicate or verb predicate in the sentence. This time, actually, exactly I reclaim, because you can see it in the ending.
With the O.
Exactly. So we had that word or that statement in the first lesson
Aequitatem.
already. And what was this nominative of equitatem? Do you remember, Tyler?
Aequitat something.
Almost. There's no T in the end. It's equitas. Is the nominative.
Okay.
We had equitatis in the first lesson, or in the first part of the law, because it was genitive. And this time we have accusative, because who do I reclaim, or what do I reclaim? And the question is, or it is the object of the sentence. In German we would say wen oder was would I reclaim, or do I reclaim? But in English it's just object. You can't really explain it like the same. But so for all the German listeners or watchers, the question is wen oder was, and that's the accusative object. So
we don't have that in English. We just use the, right? We just reduce everything to the.
Yeah, and you can't really ask for it, I feel like, in the sentence, so it's like harder to understand. But I guess you can, this is the object because I reclaimed that, or what do I reclaim? What you reclaim is not the subject, obviously, so it has to be the object, I guess.
That's why I heard English makes your mind lazy, because it's like you input the words in the same structure over and over again, and it's really it's not as defined, like based on the conjugation of the word, you know what I mean, of the sentence. Like the words are themselves in Latin are telling the story, whereas in English it's kind of just like word salad of the same words.
I put O here now, so you know that's an object, I guess. So and then here
The tranquility is the object,
exactly. So now
or
we
the
have
contentment rather.
yeah. We have anime now. What is that? Do you remember what it was? What cause?
It's animus in a different
Animus? Yeah. Did you say animus?
yes, animus in a different case, right, or declination.
Casus. We say casus in Latin, so we say casus. So which casus is it? Do you remember? It was the same as in the last. It's the same as in the last one.
I guess what individual? No, it's the object, right? It's an object. It's an individual.
It's not. Yeah, it's kind of like yeah, but what's the ending?
I don't
I
know.
is. You don't remember?
No.
Maybe any of you don't remember, but it's genitive. 'Cause
Okay.
the mind possesses the tranquility.
Oh yeah. It's the generator because it's the one possessing the tranquility, and I guess the tranquility is possessing the recuperation. In this one.
In this one, yeah, I mean, you're right, but it's an object in this one.
You look it right here. Look it right
here.
here so they can see your pretty eyes.
It's the object in this one, so it's not like it don't possess anything because you reclaim this. I reclaim, and this we said this is a whole statement, and it means contentment. So I reclaim. So and we put my here now, and we can do that because Latin people or Romans are lazy. They don't really use pronouns or articles at all, really. Only if they really want to say like articles at all, but like pronouns sometimes if they really want to emphasize it.
So they really just structure the word a certain way.
Exactly
since
that too, but in this case you just know it's my because you were talking
singular.
about that. You're talking about yourself, and second, just through the context, you know, it can be mine. Only really be mine.
Through the word
If
being
you
structured like recupero, and not recuperas or
Ramos,
yeah.
But the thing is, really though, if you think about it, I reclaim the contentment. It's the same as I reclaim my contentment. It's really like more. You can just put my in there because you understand that it is your contentment that you're talking about in a sentence. It's just the context. And yeah, Romans are lazy. They don't want to say my, so they'd be like, yeah, you already know it's my.
Just from the way I write the word.
And the sentence.
Yeah.
So my.
I apologize for Lenny, y'all. It's my man Lentil right here. You know what I mean? I had to pick up a dog real quick.
I reclaim my contentment. Okay. So now we come into another. You said, what did you say about that sentence? You said it's
supportive sentence.
Supportive sentence, exactly. So now we come into a supportive sentence. It starts with the conjugation. Ot. We can talk about that thing a whole lesson, but I'm not going to talk about that long now. I'll just say it's a conjugation in this one because it starts, or it is the beginning of a supportive sentence. And a supportive sentence ends here actually, because this is actually the whole main sentence already. I reclaim my contentment. This is the whole sentence.
Yeah.
Like you don't need nothing no more.
It's just
actually like it really ends here. The supportive sentence really ends here, but you can like say this is just something that you add to it. But yeah. So this is the whole main sentence. We already good. So now we translate the sub-sentence or supportive sentence. And it starts with ut, which means as a conjugation. this conjugation. So that. So that.
It's always I because the way it started with recupero. So that I.
Yep.
Yeah.
But not because of that. This has nothing to do with that sentence now. We see it here. Because this is the predicate of the subsentence. I may or I can, and this one, like you learned the word posse already.
Like possible.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the root of possible.
Yeah, and the last, I think I said something wrong in the last lesson already. Yes, I said potesse, but it's really posse, but it's the same actually, because posse comes from potesse. I said potesse, but the real word in Latin is posse, like this.
Yeah, but potency and possibility are pretty synonymous.
And I said potesse. So, yeah,
At the
this
end-
word comes from that word.
Okay, so then, all right, though at the end when we do the whole law all at once, we'll just write it that way.
No, I wrote it right, but I said, when I said potesse comes from potesse, it was not really potesse that it comes from posse, but posse comes from potesse.
Okay.
So, yeah, but it's not really wrong, but it's not really right either what I said last time. So, just so you know where this word comes from, this word, and potest that I said last time comes also from this word, but then from that word. Yeah, but whatever. So, that is the first person singular. This one. This one. So, but it's also a like you need the, I don't know, say conjunctive in
Conjunctive.
Conjunctive.
Conjunctive, yeah.
Conjunctive. Yeah, in German it's conjunctive and not subjunctive. I don't know.
Subjunctive.
Yeah, I can't say it, but yeah. Maybe I say it in Latin. Conjunctivum, whatever. You need the conjunctive and not the regular way you would say it would be the subjunctive. But in this case, we need the conjunctive because we have a conjugation. You understand?
Yeah.
You have to adjust this word. The subjunctive would be possum. Possum. But it's an irregular verb anyways. Like, you don't really have endings in Latin just for that word, posse. For I can. You have a thing where I can.
When it's possum.
You have a conjunctive, and usually you would say I would can, or I could. I would can. I could. But in this case, we still say I can because we have the conjugation that makes this word translates in a subjunctive. You understand? You don't have to translate it as a conjunctive in English. You have to still translate it as a normal subjunctive way, like I can. So that I put it underneath here now. I can. We just act like this word is this word because this word erases the conjunctive in this case. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Any questions, Taylor?
No.
Or you understand it?
No, I got you.
Okay, good. And then we go on with, I guess, because we already did the predicate here. This is also part of the predicate. I always do it like this because it's an infinitive in this case.
Adipisci.
And it's a passive word. So this is also, it's so many things you have to learn in Latin. Actually, it looks a lot right now. We can't do it step by step. I do other lessons where I talk about the different word classes and everything. You know what I'm saying? Like this is a passive, it's a passive verb, but you translate it as an active verb. You in English. You understand?
Yeah.
So the infinitive looks weird. Adipisci is not really an infinitive that you learn in the beginning. You really have recuperare, always re in the end. And this time we have adipisci. So you see this is a passive verb. But you translate it regularly in English. And it means attain. So it just means I can attain. Attain I can in this case, in the the Latin or the Roman that puts the predicate in the end of the sentence, as I said, and then the infinitive before this word, usually.
Attain I can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still works in English though.
Yeah.
Just be an
sounds
older
weird.
it'd be an older English though.
Sounds weird. You have to rearrange the sentence in English in the end if you want to make a beautiful or nice translation. But yeah.
Just sounds like the King James Bible.
So that I can attain. And now I wrote everything here. Maybe I'll get it though. I can still write it there somehow because I use up all the space here.
What are you gonna put?
Existentiae, but whatever. Maybe I can just erase it. So that, and now we have causam. Maybe you can already guess what case it is because we have M here. Maybe you can like feel it a little bit, but it's accusative. Accusative
Because AM.
and singular, and it's a feminine word. So am is always feminine. So it's a declination because the ablative of this word would be causa. So we say a declination. Yeah, and am is in nouns is always, I would say really always feminine. Maybe there's other words there, maybe not. That's irregular verbs though. So am is always feminine. And you learn the irregular verbs. You're gonna see. So we have causam here and it means reason or cause. So say did I say it correctly?
Yeah, reason or cause.
So that reason I can attain. And then we have exactly. Again, there's no articles in Latin, so we say so that the reason.
You mean no articles in English?
There are articles.
Oh,
in
I was saying,
English that-
there's no articles in. Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
We only use the.
One. You
yeah.
only use one article, and Latin uses no articles. So that I can attain the reason, and now we have this statement. It's not a statement really. It's just two words that belong together because we have this is actually a pronoun here. See a pronoun here? Put a pronoun here because in the translation or in the English form it would be so that I can attain, or I may attain actually.
Or will.
Or will. Put a will here too, huh? Attain my reason for coming into existence, right? But I just made it more simple because the simpler the better, or less is more. And I still put the pronoun in there because then you can see that it's talking about yourself or your existence, not just existence like
In general.
in general, so you know what it is about. So we're coming into existence, right? But in this case we have I'm simplified it into the reasons, the reason of my existence, because this is both genitive, singular.
What's genitive? Extentiae?
Existentiae is genitive from existentia. We can put here causa.
What makes extentiae the genitive? What makes it the possessive in this? What is it possessing?
The reason.
Okay. Because my existence, no, the reason
of my existence.
So it comes from my existence. The reason comes from, it's
Yeah.
of my existence, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
You need a genitive for this. And this has, like, if you put a pronoun to a word, it acts like an adjective. You have to adjust everything. The genus is like feminine in this case. The genus, the gender, or the sex, the amount, what is the plurality or singularity, like if it's singular or plural. Numerous in Latin. Numerous, singular or plural. Genus, feminine, masculine, or neutral. And casus, genitive. So you have to put genitive, singular, feminine, and it fits. It has to be, it has to fit. So that it means my existence. It's almost like an adjective. Understood?
got you.
Or questions?
Got you now.
So where do I put my existence? Where do I write it down?
You can write it at the bottom right.
Here?
Yeah, I mean, just and put a bubble around it. Just like one of those.
Okay. Yeah. My existence. This is what that means. But I mean, you can see it. Existentia. I mean, it's obvious in English.
Okay. So how do I say this last word? Fruitionem? Or it's no sh. Is it fruitionem? Or fruitionem?
Fruitionem, I would say. It's like a T.
That's up for debate because nobody really knows how shit was said.
Yeah. I mean, like they say, Latin died for many hundred years, I guess. Something like that. And then it came back in a Renaissance. Because people loved it in a Renaissance. Because it was like, oh yeah, it sounds so cool and rich. So they liked
It's
it.
bougie, yeah.
But I don't know if it ever existed before that. Maybe not. Maybe you just made it up. I don't know. But
Came from somewhere, something.
But because I feel like it's like Italian and Spanish and all that came from Latin, it must be close. Like I feel like it must be kind of the same way Italians would say it. So I feel like I say it the most Italian way as I can. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why we do the video. We start the videos in the most Italian way we
So
can.
this would actually be adipisci if it was like an Italian would say.
Yeah.
Yep. Possum. Fruitionem vitae. And they say every letter. So this means what?
Enjoyment.
Yeah.
Fruitionem.
Yeah, and then we have here accusative.
Because the M.
The same as here, up here. Because it's the same kind of declination. It's consonantic declination. And actually it's the same genus though too. Femininum is also femininum. All the words with I-O in the end. Like the nominative would be fruitio. All the words we have opinio, like opinion. Fruitio. There's other words with I-O in the end. It's all feminine. They're all feminine. So you can remember that like that. And singular too, and feminine. Fruitionem, because we said I can attain what?
My cause.
The object is fruitionem.
Yeah, enjoyment.
Yeah. Yeah, all the way. Oh, put the O here.
So vitae or vitae.
So it's basically the same thing here. We have here the object and this is the object. It's just the object explain what it is. The reason is the enjoyment of life. I feel like, in Latin you really see what goes together.
Because the structure of the words and the way this in the
You
sentence.
see here, the object is here, and then the object is here again, but another word.
Yeah,
So
it's consistent.
yeah, enjoyment, and then vitae. We have here again, what genitive?
Because it's the
Singular.
life's enjoyment. It is the life
The enjoyment of
the
life.
life. The life possesses the enjoyment,
Exactly. So
and it's like vitality, vital signs. If your vital signs are dead, you're dead. That's why.
vita.
So life is vitality.
Vita is life.
Yeah,
Yeah. And vitae is just the genitive of vita.
and that's where you get living la vida loca. Living the crazy life, right? Vita.
Period.
So you did it.
I did it.
In 25 minutes flat. She did it. That's a whole lesson right there. With Lenny. I'm sorry, Lenny.
You have any questions?
We're going to
to
finish the walk, Lenny.
You have any questions to this?
Um,
Anything?
no, man, you guys can pause on this, man, to take the notes down. See what's on there.
Yeah, I'm.
And then now, we'll write the whole law out and say the whole law.
Yeah. And I apologize for any mistakes and mistakes. Mistakes. Yeah, I like cakes.
There's no such thing as miscakes.
Mistakes. Yeah, and I would appreciate if anybody told me if I did a mistake. And yeah, I hope you liked the lesson.
Yeah, for sure. Double thumbs up, though. Anything.